Her father shook his head. "When it comes to taking it all down, I'm busy."
"Dad," Faith bumped his arm, "don't talk of taking everything down already. It took me all day yesterday putting it up." Worry niggled, squirming inside her like a bed of worms. "I bought the decorations in the sales last year when I was planning to open the hotel at the end of October. I figured it would be a useful hook to get those early bookings. You know, position it as the Christmas hotel. Stay with us and experience all of the joy of Christmas with none of the effort." Her mother beamed. "Like we're planning to do." "Exactly. Only then we had the building delays, and I didn't dare take any bookings until I knew when we'd be ready. Now I'm opening with a week and a bit to go, and so far my only guests are my parents. Although I'm delighted they're here," she added hastily when her father coughed. "A young couple with 2 young kids who arrive on the 23rd, and a guy travelling alone who's booked the suite for 2 weeks, arriving tomorrow."
"Oh, heavens!" Her mother clutched at Faith's hand excitedly. "Your first paying guest." "Better hope he likes Christmas." On seeing her father's wry smile, Faith rolled her eyes. Okay, maybe I went over the top, but there didn't seem much point having decorations and leaving them in a box. And anyway," she surveyed her handiwork, "perhaps it wasn't sophisticated. Perhaps there should have been some sort of theme, matching colours. But still, I like it." Stepping round the tree, she led them down the corridor, stopping at the end door. There she slid the key into the door of room number 1, no modern card system for her. Her mother let out a wistful-sounding sigh as she walked in. "Oh, darling, it's beautiful." There were tears in her eyes as she turned towards her. "I'm so proud of you." "Really?" Faith wanted to believe her. She did believe her, most of the time. Yet those insecurities, what would her guests think? Would they like the rooms? Kept nipping at her. "You don't think the grey walls are too austere? Is the purple too much?" She'd agonised for weeks over the colour scheme and the decor, in the end going with her instinct rather than her head. Modern and unfussy, she'd decided, rather than traditional to match the building. She liked the idea of the contrast and hoped it would accentuate the period detail of the 17th century building. Now she worried it looked ridiculous, like she'd tried to pretend the old building was a shiny new modern one, with walls the colour of a prison cell. Her mother patted Faith's cheek, her eyes glistening. "The walls aren't grey, my dear. They're dove, and I think the whole look is perfect." Faith smiled gratefully, her gaze drifting over to her father, who'd just managed to manoeuvre the huge suitcase into the room. "Anyone care what I think?" he asked, after poking his head inside the ensuite. "Don't tell me you're disappointed you haven't got a Christmas tree in here." His usually gruff face relaxed and he chuckled. "Christmas decorations aside, I think my daughter has made one hell of a hotel." Delight mixed with relief, and Faith wrapped an arm around each of them. "You know, I couldn't have done it without you, don't you? Without all the Watkins family." While she owned the majority of the hotel, it was her family, parents, sisters Hope and Charity, and brother Jason, whose investments had turned her dream into a reality. The daft part was, she hadn't even been looking for a hotel yet, not when she still had lots to learn about the business and a deposit to save up for. But then she'd seen the old mill advertised for sale. One viewing, and she'd fallen in love. "We only provided money, darling." Her mother sat down on the bed, smiling up at her as she sunk into it. "It's you who's done all the hard work. Besides, we're expecting to become very rich on our investment." Faith laughed, though the kernel of unease in her chest refused to budge. Almost 2 years in the planning, a month since she'd started to advertise the hotel properly, and only 2...